Hi there, it's Coach Nancy with The Watering Mouth. I am a recipe developer and coach here at The Watering Mouth, and I am here today to show you what's behind this door. But before we get to that, I want to let you know that we have registration open right now for our 21-day Eat to Live challenge. This is a brand new challenge, all new recipes, and it is starting very soon. So if you're seeing this video about the time that it was released, come on over and sign up at thewateringmouth.com. You'll see a place to hit challenge, and you can sign up right there. Otherwise, you can find a link somewhere around this video and in the notes. One of the wonderful things about the challenge is that we include for you a pantry list. And what this is so helpful for especially first-timers to eat to live, Nutritarian lifestyle. What we've done is we create a list of all of the dry goods, if you will, things that would be in your pantry, spice shelf, that you will need for the 21-day challenge recipes. So today I'm going to show you what's in my personal pantry, and it'll give you an idea of things that it would be wonderful to have on hand for you as you maintain this lifestyle, as you start this lifestyle. So take out of it what you will. Don't have to have everything I have in my pantry, and you may not want some things that are in my pantry. It just gives you an idea of what's in there. So let's look behind the door. So this is a closet. I wish it were a walk-in pantry, but it's not. I actually have dry goods all over my kitchen, so we're going to take a little tour of my kitchen. So let me just start with let's start with this shelf. So some items that I have here, coconut aminos, and this is interesting as I want to point this out. There are several ways that I get a salty, umami, real rich flavored experience to my recipes, and I'll be right back. There's one that I need. Okay, so this is to tell you that all coconut aminos are not created equal. So there's a product, if you're not familiar, it's called coconut aminos, and it's extracted from the coconut, obviously. And this is an example of one. This is Dynamic Health Organic Coconut Aminos, and what it has in it is organic coconut tree sap and sea salt. So it does have added salt, but I want to point out something to you. The serving size for this is 1 teaspoon, and the sodium amount in 1 teaspoon, or 5 milliliters, is 25 milligrams of sodium. It does have 320 milligrams of potassium, just so you know. So this brand is the lowest that I have found, the lowest sodium amount that I have found. 25 milligrams is pretty good. We also can use miso, which I will show you when we get to the refrigerator. I am going to let you peek at a few things in there. Now this brand is Coconut Secret Coconut Aminos, and also 1 teaspoon serving. This one has 90 milligrams of sodium, which really isn't terribly high. Potassium doesn't even rank on here. Oh yes, it does. 16 milligrams of potassium. So I don't know the ins and outs of how it's made and why the potassium is greater in this one, but just so you know, all coconut aminos are not created equal. I would go for the least sodium amount possible. Now, for a comparison, I do have this in my pantry as well. This is a Tamari Light, so it's a gluten-free soy sauce. No wheat. I don't know if you knew, but soy sauce does have wheat in it. So if you're gluten intolerant or sensitive, you may want to look at that. So this is 50% less sodium Tamari, but with 50% less, it has 490 milligrams in a tablespoon. So a tablespoon is 3 teaspoons, over 150 milligrams in a teaspoon. So it's going to be much higher than the others that I just showed you. So anyway, I do use this occasionally, a little splash for things. Sometimes I use the coconut aminos. The coconut aminos do have a teeny bit of sweet flavor to them. It comes out as, it doesn't taste coconutty to me. It's just a nice, rich depth a teeny bit of sweetness. So if you don't want any sweetness in your recipe, the tamari or a low sodium soy sauce would be the way to go. I've also found that, just a little tip, you can always water that down as well. Add some water to it, and even if it is low sodium, you know, at 150 milligrams in a teaspoon, it's not really low sodium. So anyway, that's that. Another sauce that I have is the Well Your World brand. Dylan Holmes is the creator of Well Your World products, and you might want to check out his products. This is an Asian everything sauce that I've not opened yet. Once it's opened, it goes in the fridge. But this one has 15 calories in 2 tablespoons, 5 milligrams of sodium, no added sugar, no oil. So his products are very clean and very eat to live friendly. So this is an Asian everything sauce that's really good on stir fries and that sort of thing. Let's see if I can keep to the sauce category. This is an interesting one. This is a black sesame butter. So you're used to tahini, which I don't have any currently in the fridge. In the pantry. I have some in the refrigerator because I added some lemon juice to it and was using the last of it, but I'll show you that in a second. This is black sesame butter, and you see it does have some oil on it. So the next time I use it, I will probably pour that oil off. It's very thick. I have used it in some photos. You may have seen black sesame butter if you're a follower on Instagram of our photos. But anyway, this has a very it's a stronger flavor than tahini, and I know some people like tahini, some people don't. Everything's a matter of taste, right? But this black tahini is just kind of fun. It is the same nutritional content as regular white tahini, but it's just kind of fun because it's dark. Kind of fun to drizzle on top of things, maybe add some lime juice or lemon juice to it to make it go a little further, thin it out, and use it to drizzle on things or in a stir fry, that sort of thing. So black sesame tahini. Peanut butter, this is a Trader Joe's brand, crunchy, unsalted, not organic, but you can get organic, of course. This is organic. This is what I get at Costco, Kirkland brand, and it does have some salt in it. 65 milligrams in 2 tablespoons, but it has no sugar, which is what I like to look for, and also organic is preferable. So some different types of peanut butter. There's also, this is a Trader Joe's product. If you have it, have a Trader Joe's. This is a raw almond butter, creamy, no salt, and it has no sodium, no added sugars. It's just raw almonds. So I use this sometimes for sauces, salad dressings, that sort of thing. So sometimes a tablespoon I'll plop into a smoothie if I want to add a richness. You can also add, of course, almonds. Just use regular almonds, which I have here, some sliced almonds, which are kind of fun to throw on a salad or to use anywhere you want, just a little bit of flavor distributed. It's nice. These are the sliced ones, so you get a nice crunch, just a little bit of, you know, with just a little bit, you get a lot of flavor, as opposed to having one almond where all the flavor is in that one little piece, right? So then you have a lot of little crunchies on top of your salad. So speaking of crunchies on salads, this is organic pumpkin seeds, raw, no salt added, that I got at our local health food market. I wanted to show you, I also have raw pumpkin seeds, same thing, from Trader Joe's. And interesting, they are a totally different looking product. And I hope you can see. So this is the one from our local food market, and this is the one from Trader Joe's that's called pumpkin seeds, but it's definitely, it's not a pumpkin seed like I have seen before. I'm thinking it's more of a squash. The squash and pumpkin is a squash. You kind of get really technical there. But anyway, all this to say that this is called a pumpkin seed, but to me it's more of a squash seed, and this is more of the pumpkin seed, pepitas, that you may know. So just, you know, be aware of what you're buying. When you're purchasing something that says pumpkin seed, if you don't know, you wouldn't know the difference. But if you know the difference, look for these nice, more rounded, that look like they come from the pumpkin that you are carving, say, at occasions, right? So let's see. Let's go with the nuts. So we have some raw pecan pieces, again from Trader Joe's. Raw, unsalted, unroasted, organic sunflower seeds, Brazil nuts, again raw and unsalted. Those are nice, chopped up, put on nice cream, banana cream if you make that, or on a salad, or you can throw a couple in a smoothie, again for adding some richness. These are raw cashew pieces from Trader Joe's, and they are unsalted, raw. So I want to just say that you technically cannot buy raw cashews, because cashews are, they actually come from an apple, a cashew apple, and on the bottom of the apple is this little half moon shape, little curved, which is the shape of a cashew nut that you're familiar with. And to get that nut out, it needs to be steamed. So it is not raw technically, but you can't have them any other way. They are more expensive item because of the processing that takes place to get the nut out of that little hull. I was privileged to go to Tanzania and in Africa and was able to see cashew. They served cashew fruit actually in Brazil as well, cashew fruit on the breakfast table, and it had the cashew nut still intact, so it was pretty cool to, I didn't eat that nut. I don't think you can get into it very easily, but the cashew apple was kind of like a mango-ish, apple mango, kind of fibrous fruit. Okay, so that's all the nuts that I have here. I do have some walnut halves in my freezer. I just keep them there because I buy large bag at Costco. All right, so back to the pantry. We'll stay on the seeds, nuts and seeds kind of thing. I get whole hemp seeds. Trader Joe's isn't too far from my house, so I get a lot of things there when I just run up a few minutes away. So this is hemp seeds, hemp hearts. They're supposed to be refrigerate after opening, store in a cool, dry place. I never refrigerate them because I go through them pretty fast and I forget to put them in their fridge. So flaxseed. This is a raw flaxseed as opposed to toasted. Try to get the raw so it's not toasted and all the enzymes are compromised. And these are dark. You can, these are the kind of reddish ones. You can get the dark ones or you can get the golden ones, just your choice. These are real pretty, but we grind them up anyway. Always grind your flax seeds before you use them, or otherwise they'll go straight through you. All right, so chia seeds, organic chia seeds. I got these at Costco, I believe. Large bag, tiny little chia seeds. These are smaller than I had seen before. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but they're teeny weeny. And I will throw these in a smoothie sometimes. I'll do a combination of hemp seed and chia seeds sometimes. Sometimes I'll do flax. I know Dr. Furman wants us to get in the G-bombs for the day. He wants us to get seeds of flax, a tablespoon of ground flax a day. Sometimes I change that up and do a hemp and chia combo, and I'm still getting my omega-3s and 6s and 9s and all those. So G-bombs, if you don't know, greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds, and nuts. Okay, let's see. A couple things here. This is Benson's Table Tasty. I don't know if you're familiar with this or not. This is a product that is salt-free and based on, or on nutritional yeast. I don't know that it's non-fortified. Good point. But it has some dried veggies in it, carrots, bell peppers, onions, has some dill, a few other spices. It's a powder, and I use it as a salt substitute. So speaking of non-fortified nutritional yeast, this is Anthony's brand. I do use the Sarah brand, S-A-R-I, I think it is. As long as you're getting an unfortified, Dr. Furman prefers that you do an unfortified because it doesn't have the added B vitamins, niacin, something. It doesn't have the added things in it that he prefers you not to have. It's a synthetic, so this would be a better choice product. If you've not had nutritional yeast, again, this says refrigeration not required. If you've not had nutritional yeast, some of our recipes call for it. It's a flake, looks kind of like fish food. Some people love it, some people hate it. It is a processed food, but a tiny bit, tablespoon here, 2 tablespoons there, not every day maybe, but it does perk up a sauce, cheesy my queso sauce that you may be familiar with. It calls for some. I try to use the least amount possible, simply because it is a processed product. That umami flavor, I did a little research on that, and that umami that is not natural, that's not found in mushrooms or in that savory flavor that is manufactured, like this would be manufactured, is shown to be more addictive than mushrooms. Like I could, eat more of this than I can mushrooms because of my taste buds. The dopamine hit with this is a little higher than with mushrooms. So anyway, all that is to say, use a little bit, not a ton, and not every day. How's that? But still, much better choice than cheese, right? We use it to replace the kind of cheesy flavor. All right, this is organic cacao powder, and this is cocoa, and there's cacao. I think cacao is raw, generally speaking, as opposed to cocoa powder, which is alkalized, processed, done something with. This is just wonderful flavor. I love this. This is Better Body Foods. You can get whatever chocolate you want, whatever cocoa you want. Of course, no sugar. Dr. Furman, I believe, sells one on his site. I know Cheri Alberts loves carob powder, which is fine too. This is something that I have gotten, just kind of an obscure product, but it's an organic maca, cacao, and yacon blend. Yacon is, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, is a little bit of a sweet flavor. It has 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of fiber, no sodium, 20 calories in a tablespoon. Sometimes I use this for maca. It can be used for some hormone balancing. I'm not an expert, just know that. And sometimes I use this to replace just a regular cacao powder in, like if I'm making nice cream and I want to make it chocolatey, then I'll just throw that in just for a little extra punch. I got some millet, a little bit of millet. This is really birdseed. It's literally what is put in birdseed, but if you've not tried millet, highly recommend it. It's a nice alternative to rice or oatmeal. You can put some millet in your oatmeal and add a little bit of, it cooks up, but it still has a little bit of a toothsomeness to it, a little bit of crunch. And let's see, it's a grain, nothing, it's not crazy fibrous. It's just a nice little grain to use. It'll fluff nicely. I've done it with a stir fry on top. Like I said, I've done it with oatmeal. Just a nice grain. You can make some muffins with it. You can find recipes for millet muffins that's with it. So that's millet. I have beans. Obviously, I didn't realize I had beans when I bought more beans. So these are black beans to cook, and I'll make them in my Instant Pot. I will usually cook a cup at a time. That'll expand and makes, I think, about 3 cups, and 2 to 3 cups, 2.5. I'm not sure exactly. Yes, I am sure it's 3. It triples. So when I looked at this can, it reminded me, because most of my recipes I'll say a 15-ounce can of beans or a half a cup of dried beans to cook to make a 1.5 cups. So this is a 15-ounce can. This is Pinto Beans, organic. This is 120 milligrams of sodium. I rinse them. I do not use the aquafaba from this for anything, because if it has added salt, I don't want to do that. It's organic. Sometimes you get the best you can get, right? So this was the best I could get when I purchased it. So this is on the shelf in case I need some pinto beans. I have some chopped green chilies that I would use in my queso sauce or something like that. I have some Tumbu. This is a seaweed product that you can use to put in beans. It's supposed to help to alleviate the gas issue. It is very, smells like the sea. It's just leaves like this. So you can just tear off a little piece, and I think just a small piece, like an inch or two, is plenty to throw in your beans when you're cooking them. So that's supposed to, like I said, help with the gas issue if you have problems with that. So, a spicy brown, this was a sauce that I didn't get to, spicy brown mustard. This one is just a Harris Teeter, a local grocery store brand. A teaspoon has 60 milligrams of sodium, so not low, but not horrible. You can find some, I think the Westbrae, W-E-S-T-B-R-A-E brand is, I think they have no salt in theirs. You can also, if you are really watching your sodium count, you can use powdered mustard when it calls for prepare. You can just sub it out. Easy to do. You can add a little bit of water if you need to add a little more moisture. So this is unopened. I will put it in the refrigerator after it's opened, but it doesn't say to. Again, that's just a habit I've gotten into. All right, Mrs. Dash, some other spices. This is garlic herb. I use that most. I have like a tablespoon left, so I need to get some more of that. Mrs. Dash has a ton of different brands, flavors. This is a Southwest Chipotle, and this is a Fiesta Lime. So those are nice for beans. I even sprinkle it on salad sometimes just to give it a pop. These are fun. These are Ticino. I did a video about these, I think early in this year, 2020, February or so. You can look back. This is a Maca chocolate organic. These are like a coffee substitute. It doesn't taste like coffee, but it's a nice, rich, dark beverage. Dandelion caramel nut, and these are made with herbs. So they're really nice. It's a tea bag that you can get the grounds or the little pieces that are kind of like grounds. They're dried herbs, and you can use those in like a French press or a pour over. These are in an envelope, and organic carob, organic chicory, organic dandelion root, dates, almonds, figs, natural caramel nut flavor. I personally use 2 bags when I make a 12-ounce cup, and makes it really rich and very yummy. So if you need something to warm you up in the winter time, wonderful. Let's see, I've got my honkin' big red peppers, organic. These are fire roasted. These were from Costco. You're supposed to refrigerate after opening and use within 15 days. So this is almost 3 pounds of roasted red peppers. Not sure when I'm gonna open this puppy so that I could use it up. I can't tell you how many I have thrown away because I've not been diligent to use them up. This does have salt, water, citric acid, 230 milligrams of sodium in a half a cup. Again, I would rinse these. The sodium level is going to go down because I believe they include the liquid in that measurement. I'm probably not going to eat a half a cup of these myself. I'll probably chop it up and use it in something, a stir fry. The queso sauce, it's like I don't cook anything but those things, but those are just what's coming to mind. So this is a fun product that I have not, these are some lentils. These are the green, I call them green brown because they're called green lentils, but they're kind of brown, not to be confused with French green, which are tinier. This is a product that I bought a while ago. It's Premier brand tomato. And it is supposed to be a tomato concentrate, a tomato powder. It is no longer a powder. It is very, see if I can get any to come out. It's very, can you see it? That's a little packet that's supposed to absorb the moisture. Obviously it's got moisture in it, but it's, right now it's all crumbly together. But this is a nice little product. If you can find powdered tomato or this product, you can put it in soup, like a tomato soup, to add some depth to it. Any tomato sauce. It's kind of like tomato paste, but it's dried. So it's kind of handy to have a powder or semi-powder to use. Speaking of which, I got these at Whole Foods. They're air-dried organic tomatoes. Sometimes we do recipes that call for sun-dried tomatoes, which usually have salt on them. So this is a nice alternative. These are just kind of like tomato flakes. These, you know, all sorts of iterations of tomatoes here, but these are nice also to add a boost of tomato flavor, lycopene in tomatoes. Good stuff. You want to get tomato every day. Dr. Furman does not have it on his GBOM list, but he does recommend getting tomato products in you as often as possible. And canned or other than raw are going to have a higher concentration of lycopene in them. So this is kind of a fun item. You could toss a little on a salad if you want to crunch it up. It's a little chewy like a sun-dried tomato would be. You can use it in soups, that sort of thing, to add some depth of flavor. Some more peanut butter, and then more beans. Let's see, one more seed. Unhulled sesame seeds. Now these are going to be a little brown. Doesn't mean they're toasted, it just means they're unhulled. The hulled are going to be pure white. You can also get black sesame seeds, which are supposed to have really, well, makes the black tahini that we had, right? So it has anything with a deep color is going to have more flavonoids in it that will boost your nutrition. So when in doubt, go the darker route. All right, so these are, I believe, white navies, baby lima beans. These are baby limas. I was working on a lima soup recipe for those. You can get babies, you can get large ones. I grew up having lima beans out of the garden every spring. Love them. The dried ones are a little different than the fresh ones, but they turn nice and creamy when you cook them, or they disappear into the soup. Either one, they don't really retain their shape very well. So baby limas, I have green split peas. Again, lots of soup recipes call for those items. We have orange lentils. These are tiny little, these cook faster than the green lentils or the regular lentils. And I like to put these, I have a curry recipe, a veggie curry recipe that I don't think I've given you that recipe for yet. Here's an idea that I throw into and they just kind of disappear. We had a recipe in a former challenge that had red lentils in oatmeal. So it boosts up the fiber and the protein count. So that's a little secret. This is wild rice. I have not done anything with it much, but it's kind of fun to cook. It kind of opens up and it's a grass, it's not a grain. So if you have any grain issues, you could still eat this, I think. When it cooks, it opens up a little bit, kind of pops, and it's a good rice substitute, or you could put it in with another grain to add some interest. Nice, I was going to say grassy flavor, but that's not a good description, I guess. Very earthy flavor. So wild rice, but it's not really, it's called wild rice, but it's really a grass. And then these are small white navy beans that I use. Sometimes I will use half garbanzo beans and half navy beans in my hummus. These get nice and creamy Sometimes garbanzo beans don't unless you overcook them in the Instant Pot, and then they get really creamy. But these will cream up nicely. They make a great base for a salad dressing. And I have a video, previous video about salad dressings about not using oil, where I talk about using beans in your salad dressings. And let's see, just a couple more things. This is Green Mountain Gringo salsa that has 80 milligrams of sodium in 2 tablespoons, pretty low compared to name brands, which are much higher in sodium. Green Mountain Gringo is a local product to North Carolina, and so this is preferred brand for me. I know Whole Foods carries it, our local market carries it. This is medium. I use mild. Sometimes I combine them because medium's a little spicier for my taste, and the mild just kicks it, tones it down just a tad. Some jalapenos. These are pickled, and again, I would rinse these. I wouldn't use the broth, the juice, because it is higher sodium, 500 milligrams in 17 slices. Again, I think they call the, when they do that amount, it's using the liquid that's in here. I wouldn't use the liquid. I might even rinse them off. But these are kind of fun just to pop on top of an enchilada casserole or in a salad. You get a little pop of flavor, so jalapeno slices. And then, probably the last thing I need to dig out of here for you are Dr. Furman's Meadow Zest Organic Seasoning and Dr. Furman's Veggie Zest. Now these are powders. You can use them in salad dressings. You can sprinkle them on your salad. You can put them in veggies, steamed veggies, soups, whatever. Just nice products that Dr. Furman sells on his website. So I believe you can go to thewateringmouth.com and link to his site to get them. I'll make sure that's the case. Okay, so I think that's it for the pantry. I do live with a non-eat to live person who does enjoy my cooking but doesn't always eat it. So there's some things in here that are not compliant to the eat to live Nutritarian lifestyle that are used for his purposes. What else? I was going to show you something else from my refrigerator. Let's go there real quickly and we will conclude. All right, I don't know what you're going to see in here, all sorts of stuff. I was going to show you, oh, my tahini. This was from Trader Joe's. It's an organic tahini. Like I said, I added some water and some lemon juice to it. So I think we will stop there. Just a sneak peek in the fridge there. Greens, LaCroix. We love LaCroix products. All right, we're not gonna do too much in there. We'll come back over here and I will say again, thank you for coming to my kitchen and taking the tour with me. I hope that was helpful. I do have some oatmeal. Oh, and I do have sun-made organic raisins. I have a hard time finding organic raisins, but Costco had them one day, and so now I have tons. 2 bags came in the box, so I have tons of raisins at the ready. So I hope you enjoyed this, and remember the Eat to Live 21-day challenge is going on right now. The registration is open, so go click on a link, go to thewateringmouth.com and look up challenge and sign up there, and you will get a pantry list that is specific for what you need for setting up your Eat to Live kitchen. If you're brand new to this lifestyle, it's a perfect way. Just follow that list. It does add to your grocery budget for the week, for the 21 days anyway, but then you will be set. Once you have an item like this, you know, you don't have to buy it for a long time. They are investments in your health. So I hope to see you in the challenge, and thanks so much for it coming into my pantry and seeing all my little secrets. All right, it's Coach Nancy signing off. Thanks. Bye-bye.